what's going on, guys? What's happening YouTube? We got an interesting story for you guys today. A 25-year-old Pennsylvania man scammed eBay out of $320,000, and he got one single day in jail. And this is I thought this was kind of a crazy story. Figured I had to share it with you guys. I apologize if the sound is goofy. For some reason, my computer's not picking up the microphone here, so we're going off the webcam microphone. But this article comes to us from the Inquirer. And the title of the article is "A Coatesville Man Defrauded eBay Out of $320,000 and Was Sentenced to 1 Day in Prison." Now, I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different format for videos from here on out. So I realize I ramble. I go on and on. I don't really plan out my videos. And somebody recently was like, "Oh, great info, man, but you take a lot of time to get to the point." So I think something that I'm going to try out doing in the videos. First off, let me know, do you guys like the long videos, or do you guys just kind of want bam, 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 give us the info and let us move on with our lives? So let me know what you prefer. But what I was thinking about doing was kind of hitting some bullet points and kind of giving the gist of a video. And then for anybody who wants to hang out and kind of listen to the rest of it, we can do that. So long story short, 25-year-old dude from Pennsylvania, he found a glitch within eBay. Now, he didn't hack eBay. He didn't manipulate the site. He simply found a glitch with how eBay had something set up with gift cards, and he discovered that if you bought an item and paid partially with gift card and partially with a credit card or another payment option, that it would not deduct the gift card value. Now, I was kind of surprised that this is considered fraud, right? Because even though, like, yeah, he manipulated the hell out of their system, in the grand scheme of things, like, if he hacked their site and changed the way that their shopping cart performed, and that's something that he actually did, by all means, he defrauded them, right? But like, if eBay was too stupid to realize this glitch in their site, and also was too stupid to the point where they allowed him to spend $320,000 before catching it, you know, it's kind of like shame on eBay. Like, what if I, on my Shopify store, set up a 10% off coupon code, but I accidentally put in an extra 0 and made it 100%? If you buy something off my store and get it for free, are you a criminal, or is that, you know, my fault for being stupid? So I was kind of surprised that this is actually considered fraud. He bought $320,000 worth of items. I think all in all it was like over 3,000 items. And what he wound up doing, he wound up reselling these items and making restitution back to eBay. And that's why they kind of let him off kind of light. I think he's got maybe a little bit of probation, but he just did a single day in jail. So that's kind of what the story is. The guy who did this is the guy pictured in the thumbnail that you saw when you clicked this video. So let's get into the article. A Coatesville man used a software glitch to defraud eBay out of $320,000, was sentenced Friday to a day in prison and 4 months of house arrest. Okay, so it was 4 months of house arrest, not probation. To a day in prison and 4 months house arrest after he paid back the retailer by selling the items he stole. Chad Broudy, 25, pleaded guilty last year to 2 counts of wire fraud after he exploited a glitch that let him over-redeem eBay gift cards again and again without the cards getting charged. For 2.5 months, Broudy went on an epic shopping spree, paying virtually nothing for more than 3,000 items, valued at roughly $320,000, according to federal prosecutors. The sentence included restitution of $319,739 to eBay, all of which had been paid before Friday's hearing, according to Broudy's lawyer, Philadelphia-based attorney Andrew Montroy. Now, I'm kind of surprised that if he bought $320,000 at retail, that he was able to resell $320,000 worth of stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if this kid's parents came out of their pockets to make restitution to keep him out of jail. I'm also kind of surprised that eBay wouldn't have suspended him from selling. So I'm wondering, did he sell these things on eBay, or did he sell them on OfferUp, Let Go, Craigslist, 5 Miles? I'd be interested to know that. U.S. Judge Joel Slomsky said that Brodsky's repayment in full was of great significance when deciding his sentence. In addition to the day in jail and 4 months of house arrest, he sentenced Broudy to 3 years of supervised release and 200 hours of community service. Broudy must pay $1,500 in fines and $200 in a special assessment as well. Mr. Broudy had used his skills to sell the property that he stole to raise enough funds, which are now sitting in the clerk's office, to pay restitution, Slomsky said. According to an audio recording of the hearing, it shows the kind of disciplined person he is, and as someone who, in my judgment, has the ability to not reoffend. So this was said by the judge. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of Pennsylvania declined to comment on the sentence. Prosecutors had urged the court to put Broudy in prison for 27 to 33 months. During the hearing, Assistant U.S. Attorney Albert Glenn said Broudy's crimes were significant and sophisticated enough to warrant a years-long sentence. He discovered the glitch, but when he discovered it, he had some choices, Glenn said. He could have said, okay, I better not do that, that's wrong. Or he could have said, okay, I better let eBay know and tell them that this is a problem. But he did neither of those. He then proceeded to exploit it. He did it again and again and again and again. He did it 1,100 times. The eBay glitch would fail to deduct monetary value from a gift card when a product was purchased with both the gift card and another payment method, prosecutors said. When buying items, Broudy would put nearly all the product's cost on the gift card, which would not get charged, and only a nominal amount on the other payment method. Prosecutors said that allowed him to buy items at virtually no cost. So, I'm going to buy an ounce of gold for $1,500. I'm going to put $14.90 on the gift card, $10 on my credit card. I'll pay the $10 on my credit card, and that $14.90 doesn't get charged as a gift card. So that's how he did it. Broudy bought Macs, iPhone, speakers, small gold bars, and even cash, $100 bills, court records show. I didn't even know you could sell $100 bills on eBay. I think that was money laundering. He sold so much of his bounty, converting Xbox controllers, wine glasses, and smart thermostats into cash. The software bug existed from fall of 2016 to January of 2017. So if eBay let this go on for over a year, man, that's kind of eBay's fault as far as I'm concerned. Broudy was responsible for roughly a third of the loss that eBay suffered from the glitch, Glenn said during Friday's sentence. The company did not return requests for comment on Monday. In letters to the court, family members described Broudy as a young man who struggled academically in college and associated himself with an online community that took him down a bad path. But they said he turned his life around and graduated from Penn State Abington with good grades. He is now a support engineer for Net Media Solutions, a Lansdale computer services firm. You know what this story kind of reminds me of? Years ago, there was a glitch with the U.S. Mint, right? And this story is going to go to show you how stupid the government is. So, you remember when the government was making those presidential coins, and nobody wants to use dollar coins, right? So, in order to kind of encourage people to use the coins, you could buy up to $500 worth of presidential coins for $500. They also include free shipping, so there was no shipping cost. So what did people do? I got in on this towards the tail end of it. What did people do? They bought $500 worth of presidential coins on their credit card, either like a high cashback card, 5% cashback, 3% cashback, or good reward program. You waited to get the coins in the mail. You took those coins straight into the bank. You cashed those coins back in for $500. You paid off the credit card, and you ordered another $500 worth of coins, and you just kept doing it over and over. And this was a way to quickly rack up a ton of credit card rewards, or if you had a cash back card, you get a bunch of cash back, right? So the government quickly realized that people were abusing this, and they shut down the program. About 6 months later, 8 months later, what does the government do? They start selling presidential coins again. They don't put any caps on how many you can buy. They don't charge you shipping. And the whole thing happens all over again. And eventually that was shut down. They're not going to do it again, I would think. But this story sort of reminds me of that. I suppose this is a little bit more wrong than the presidential thing. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. See, Broudy bought Macs, iPhone, speakers. Okay, so he obtained a cotton candy maker, a cordless vacuum cleaner, a brass eagle statue, and a Star Trek sushi set. I saw somebody in the comments said he should be going to jail just for buying a Star Trek sushi set. He sold much of his bounty, converting Xbox controllers and wine glasses and smart thermostats into cash. We already talked about that. Software bug existed from 2016 to 2017. Broudy was responsible for roughly a third of the loss that eBay suffered from the glitch, Glenn said during Friday's hearing. So if this guy had done this for maybe 10 grand, 20 grand, eBay probably wouldn't have bothered coming after him. It's because of the extent that he took it to. Everybody always gets greedy, right? That he wound up getting in trouble. In letters to the court, family members described Broudy. Okay, so we talked about so he's now working for a computer firm. Broudy says, I know I made a mistake. I wasn't doing well at the time academically, mentally. It was a bad choice. It was a really bad choice. It affected far beyond just me. It's affected my family. Broudy used 4 different eBay accounts and 113 gift cards to make 1,100 transactions, exploiting the software glitch, according to court records. None of the eBay accounts was registered to Broudy's complete name, but they included his last name and home address, and Broudy conducted the scheme using a computer at his Coatesville home, prosecutors said. Things would show up in the mail frequently, but Chad said not to worry about it, and that it was all purchased legally, and that he had the money saved up from previous jobs he worked. Broudy wrote Jeff Broudy, Chad's older brother, in a letter to the court. Nobody thought anything of it. And then let's see what people said in the comments. See if people are supportive of him and think, you know, eBay, you're stupid, or see if people are against it. So Hensley320 says, love the initiative. Gunga Galunga says, somewhere Gus Gorman is smiling. Not sure who Gus Gorman is. Hoya Mom said, I would be so proud of him if he were my son. Maddie says he should be sentenced to 5 years just for buying a Star Trek sushi set. Let's see. Millennials are stupid said, I know I made a mistake, Broudy said. A mistake is when you make a left turn instead of a right, not when you steal $320,000 by coldly calculating how to do it. Andy AI says, and I'm sure that spending 1 day in jail will teach him a lesson. This is why crime is skyrocketing. There's really no consequence or punishment. Let's see, Kinji2195 says, meanwhile, Ernie steals enough hoagie and chips despite restitution. I'm not sure what the hell he's saying. Prickly Pete, I like that name. Prickly Pete says, things would come in the mail frequently, but Chad said not to worry about it and that it was all purchased legally and that he had money saved up from previous jobs he worked. Wrote Jeffrey Broudy, Chad's older brother, in a letter to the court. Nobody thought anything of it. I hope his enabling family had to sell everything they had to keep this thief out of jail. He would not have done well there. Prickly Pete says, reply, to be fair, he stole $320 worth of stuff, bringing it into his house. Do you understand the term enabler? Okay, so it looks like that's the comments. What do you guys think of this? I mean, obviously it was wrong, right? But is this like a cold calculating criminal, or is this like just kind of a young stupid kid who kind of had an opportunity fall into his lap and use poor judgment? And really, like, should he even have been charged with a crime? Like, if eBay, he didn't hack eBay, he didn't manipulate eBay shopping cart, eBay fucked up and he took advantage of it. Like, is this really a criminal thing, or should this have been a civil thing? Curious to hear your thoughts. Go ahead and drop a comment in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor, give it a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button below. Help me get to 100K. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.